Welcome to The American Dream, a national TV show about real estate, lifestyle, and culture spanning all across the country. I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and today we're focusing on Arizona. You're going to absolutely love some of the stories we have to share with you today. Let's get the show started right now.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you.
I got it.
Welcome to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Kimberly Maisto, and we're here at the Tucson Dragway. I have a special guest today, and he's going to tell us all about the racetrack. Let's head over to the starting line. So this racetrack has hosted some of the fastest race cars in the world and is one of the busiest racetracks in the nation. Whether you're a car enthusiast or you like excitement and speed, the Tucson Dragway has something for everyone. My friend and the voice of the National Hot Rod Association, Alan Reinhart, is going to share his expertise into the racing world. And here he comes right now. What exactly is a drag race?
Well, in its simplest term, a drag race is an acceleration contest between two vehicles. You line up on the starting line, the light flashes green, both drivers hit the gas and try to get to the finish line first. Simple as that.
So actually, how fast do these cars really go?
Well, the all-time record is held in funny car category right now at 339 miles an hour. 335 is getting pretty common. Now, that's professional cars. That's not cars like this one.
Why is this racetrack the most active racetrack in the nation?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, obviously, the weather in southern Arizona is very conducive to running year-round. There are a lot of tracks in the country that open in April and shut down in October simply because the rest of the time they're under snow. Also, the track has a very long shutdown area, which makes it very attractive for professional teams to come here and test. When cars are going that fast, you need extra room to get them stopped at the other end. The management of the track does a ton of things here, not just drag racing. They have movie nights, they have car shows, they have cruises. They actually have a high school pit crew challenge that takes place here. One of the most successful programs they have here is what's known as Take It to the Track. How often do you see a story on the news about guys doing stupid things on the street? The racetrack invites them, come out here. We want you to race. We want you to have fun. We want you to go as fast as you can, but let's do it in a controlled environment where nobody gets a ticket, nobody gets their car crashed, nobody gets insurance going up, and especially nobody gets hurt.
And it's also an environment where you can get food and you can gather.
All of the NHRA tracks around the country really pride themselves on being family oriented. And again, that's why, you know, there are so many second, third generation families out there where mom and dad have raced and now the kids are in the junior program. When they get older, they'll step up and get into the big cars and it just continues the cycle. But family-friendly atmosphere is what Tucson Dragway is all about.
That's great. And you know, this just amazes me with all of your success with the NHRA, right? You've been nationally all over the country. You've been part of races internationally. You also have been known to be one of the world's best commentators.
Did my mom tell you to say that?
But yet, you call Tucson your home. Why?
I love Tucson. I grew up here. I went to school here. I've traveled pretty extensively, but I'm a car guy. And the car culture down here and the weather down here is very conducive to things I like to do. And it's not just this. If you're into lowriders, if you're into street rods, if you're into hot rods, if you're into cruise nights, it is a year-round activity in this part of the world. Of course, I'm a little partial to drag racing, and that's why I spend a lot of time out here at Tucson Dragway. So while you're here, would you like to go for a ride real quick?
Absolutely.
You're gonna need one of these.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of American Dream TV. My name is Kimberly Maisto, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Nicole Trevino, and today you'll be joining me in beautiful Sierra Vista, Arizona. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret of a brand new ramen shop we've got in town called Twisted Twin Ramen. Let me introduce you to my friend, owner and head chef, Andrea Womack.
Hi, nice meeting you all, and thank you so much for bringing me on the show today.
Okay, so we clearly want to learn more about this. Is it cool if I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So how long have you been in the ramen scene and what kind of training did you get?
So when I was stationed in San Diego, I was in the Navy. I saw the ramen scene out there and I just became obsessed. I went to Japan, tried it, loved it. And so I ended up going to ramen school. Chef Ken-san, who's the master ramen chef I studied under, and he taught me all about how to make ramen. Here at Twisted Twin Ramen, we use only the freshest, high quality ingredients. Our signature bowl, which is our Twisted Twin black garlic tonkatsu ramen we actually make all the ingredients from our stock, our oils, some of our other different pickled items. We make all of it here in-house fresh.
Why did you choose to open up a ramen store here in Sierra Vista?
So I was born and raised in Sierra Vista. I started out in the culinary scene here at Landmark Cafe, working at different places, and I've always known I wanted to open up a restaurant here. So I started out doing a market and then doing catering scene, and especially just how popular and widely popular ramen is. I really wanted to be able to bring it here to my hometown for the soldiers up on Fort Huachuca, kind of reminiscent of when they're overseas.
What is your favorite hobby or pastime here in Sierra Vista?
One of my favorite, I think like the top favorite I've got is my fiance and I, we like going up to Ramsey Canyon, Carr Canyon, just doing some photos out there. If you haven't been there, they have like the bird watching. We had a great monsoon, so the waterfall's coming down. So I think that's like my favorite pastime to do around here.
Good choice.
Thanks.
So if you get a chance to make it down here and try out Twisted Twin Ramen, my favorite dishes would be the black garlic tonkatsu ramen and the Waikiki ramen bowl. And you can't forget about the pork belly steam buns. All right, guys, we had a great time here at Twisted Twin Ramen in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Thanks for joining us at American Dream TV, and we hope you'll catch us on our next episode.
The Tucson real estate market has been one of the nation's best kept secrets, and today we're in a neighborhood that's truly magnificent.
Nestled at the base of the Catalina Mountains, Skyline Country Club is truly one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in which you can own a home. But before we show you this beautiful property, Drew's actually going to take you down to Locale, one of the city's premier Italian restaurants. I'm Brittany Smith.
And I'm Drew Smith with Keller Williams Southern Arizona, and this is the American Dream. Nick, thank you so much for having us here today, opening up your doors for us to Locale. Now, this is actually your second restaurant, so I just wanted to ask you, why this one?
Drew, I appreciate you asking, coming out this morning. Happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We opened Contigo in 2016, Deborah Tonino and myself, and it's been a smashing success since we reopened from the original location. Now it's up at the Westin La Paloma. We have a big following up there, and we've had a bunch of people encouraging us, hey, when are you going to do something else? And some of those people own this property and invited us to check it out and see if we could do something here. What better year than 2020 to pull the trigger and open something up?
Absolutely.
But this property has been an icon in Tucson for many years, and Deborah and I are from Tucson, and we're happy to take the risk and happy to show you around.
Absolutely. I absolutely love the food here, Nick. It's just so authentically Italian. Your guys' wine list is incredible. Your cocktails are off the charts. With Tucson being a city of gastronomy, we have so many fabulous restaurants here. What makes Locale just a little bit different than, all the other great ones?
Drew, I think the secret to our success here is the team we've put together. Deborah and I have different restaurant backgrounds, and our pasta maker worked on different things in Italy. We have bakers that have worked throughout the country, and everyone working together has put, a really good product together, and we're really proud of it.
So what I hear you saying is world-class staff is definitely something that you guys have going on here.
I believe so, yes.
I love it. Nick, I've held out as long as I could. Now you have to tell me the story of this incredible property.
Happily. This property was originally a residence. It was built almost 100 years ago by the family who invented classified ads, of all things. The family that we know most here in town, the Naughton family, they lived here, and they shared a bunch of different photos from when they lived here, and they're on the walls all around the property. After they lived here, it's my understanding that's been multiple different restaurants. And then the property itself was kind of in disarray for a couple years. And that's when we were contacted by the Lopez family who owns it, and they were wondering if we could put our heads together and try to figure out something that would last the test of time here.
Well, Nick, you guys have done an amazing job. Again, I'm so grateful for you opening your doors to us here today.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Skyline Country Club Estates. This gated golf course community has so much to offer. From golfing and a full spa to in-house dining services at the clubhouse, there is absolutely something for everybody here. But we're not gonna make you wait any longer. Let's head inside and check out this beautiful home. With just under 3,700 square feet of open concept living space, this 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home offers contemporary style with Spanish and Italian influences. From the Saltillo tile vaulted ceiling entryway and custom 8-foot alderwood interior doors to the Vatican Botticelli tile throughout, the interior features of this property truly make it a special place to call home. Picture windows allow for tons of natural light as well as majestic mountain views. Speaking of mountain views, why don't we head outside and check out this beautiful backyard oasis. Sit back and relax in this one-of-a-kind outdoor space, which features a custom negative edge saltwater pool, tons of entertaining space, and who could beat this view?
I hope you enjoyed the tour of Locale and seeing this beautiful home at Skyline Country Club. For more information, go to btrnhomes.com. I'm your host, Drew Smith, and this is The American Dream. See you next time.
Welcome back to the American Dream TV. I'm Lana Howard, your real estate and lifestyle specialist for Southern Arizona. You can find me at Lana Howard Homes. Today we're in Amado, Arizona. We're just 39 miles south of Tucson and 30 miles north of the Mexico border. Today we've been invited to the Longhorn, which is a really important piece of the community here in Amado. We're gonna meet one of the owners and we're gonna see some line dancing. I want to introduce you all to Amy. Amy Hansen and her husband Greg own the Longhorn. And she's going to tell us a little bit about that today.
Absolutely, whatever you want to know.
I'm dying for you to tell us about the artwork.
Okay, the artwork is interesting. When we first opened, we thought about decorating with a Western motif, and we had some local artists ask if we would hang their art and try to sell it for them. And we said, absolutely, that's a great way to do it, and it's an easy way for us to decorate. We sold quite a few paintings, and they actually donate a percentage to us, or give us a percentage for selling their paintings. But we decided to give back, and so we give that to Equine Voices, which is one of our favorite charities that rescue horses and donkeys and in the Amado area. So near and dear to our hearts.
Amy, I love the story you told me about how you held everything together during these tough last 2 years.
Yeah, it was rough. COVID hit us hard, just like it did everybody else. And I think the restaurant business particularly was affected. And the first thing we thought of was, wow, we feed a lot of mouths. We have a lot of staff, and they all were really nervous and wondering what their future held. We got creative baking goods and selling baked goods out the front door. To-go liquor, the governor allowed us to send liquor out the door, so we had all of our regulars come for their happy hour and pick up their their liquor. And so, yeah, we just made it work. And a lot of the employees that stayed home have come back since. The way I look at it, we're all in this together, and we own and operate 3 restaurants and a food truck up and down the I-19 corridor. It's become a place for people to gather. So we feel like it's in an extended family. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
One of the things I've really enjoyed here is line dancing. So let's go and meet Annette. So good to see you. It's good to see you too. I want to introduce you guys to Annette Mesa. She is a very important part of our community. She teaches line dance and Zumba. Have you danced all your life?
I actually did not take my first class, line dancing or dance otherwise, until I was 25 years old. A friend of mine invited me to go to the Cactus Moon, which is a nightclub, a country bar in Tucson. And in that moment I knew, I'm like, you know what, this is a challenge for me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna master this. This is something I wanna learn. It's something I wanna know how to do. The part that I love the most is where I see people coming out of their shell, expressing themselves, telling a story. It's something you feel deep inside of your soul, and it's just a way to connect with other humans. It's about bringing joy to other people. It's about spreading joy. I could sit here and just dance by myself and enjoy what I'm doing, but I know that I have this inside, and I know that I can spread it to other people, and I can help lift them up. I can help make them feel good about themselves, and that's just one of the best blessings and rewards that I find with what I do.
We're kicking back now at the Amato Territory Inn. This is a 10-room bed and breakfast on 6.5 acres with footpaths and mountain views, just a relaxing atmosphere. And if you've always wanted to own a B&B, give me a call. I'm Lana Howard with Lana Howard Homes. See you next time.
Hi, my name is Monica Irigoyen. I'm a native Tucsonan, I'm a realtor in Tucson, and I have a passion for this town. I'm also the host of American Dream TV, and I'm so honored to be the host. Come on, let me show you around. So here we are at the historical courthouse in Tucson, Arizona that was built in the 1930s. You have a couple exhibits here, including the Gem and Mineral exhibit, and you have a John Dillinger exhibit. So the courthouse also houses the Southern Arizona Heritage Information Center and also the January 8th Memorial. Now let's go to our first interview with Tom Heath, who's a local lender here in the Tucson area and one of my favorite friends. Hey Tom, it's really good to see you.
Always a pleasure to spend time with you, Monica.
So tell me a little bit about why you're so passionate about downtown. I know you live downtown.
Tucson to me is one of those most special places because we've got documented history going back thousands of years. We've got a tremendous amount of economic development, and right now this intersection of that history and culture with where we're going is just such a dynamic time to be in downtown.
So where are we going? What does our future look like?
In the last 5-6 years, we've seen a tremendous amount of economic development. You're just seeing a lot of vitality. Restaurants, clubs, everything's sort of coming back to an even higher level. But we also want to make sure that it's tied to who we were, and it's got to be part of our history and culture and part of our future. And if you look at downtown Tucson, we don't have a lot of chains. We've got mom and pop restaurants, individuals that have taken the time to be that entrepreneur to go out and open up a spot. You know, just south of us, there's a place called Mission Garden where they're replicating 4,200 years worth of agricultural history that's happened within this region. And they're doing that to make sure that the restaurants today, the people today have an understanding of that. And then we also in 2017, our streetcar started running.
And so if somebody came in from out of town and said, hey Tom, show me some of your favorite places in downtown Tucson, what would you tell them?
Well, first of all, they got to come to Proper Shops, which is where we are today. This thing is just phenomenal. It just opened up, created flex retail, so we've got about 20 different vendors in here. here that have retail space selling fabulous products. My business partners and I, we've opened up the Tucson Gallery to focus on the artists. Eating-wise, you've got to go to El Charro Cafe because they have 100 years worth of history. They're the longest family-run Mexican restaurant in the United States. And then honestly, right across the street, we have Hotel Congress. It's been here for over 100 years. There's a lot of history in that building. They do amazing events. So that's got to be on my list of favorite places.
And you know what, speaking of Hotel Congress, we're going there next.
Everybody goes to Hotel Congress.
Right, you should come and join us.
I think I will. My friend Todd's over there. I'll go say hi.
So here we are over at Hotel Congress with Todd Handley. So Todd, tell me a little bit about the history of Hotel Congress.
Yeah, it's rich with history. I mean, the hotel was built in 1918. It officially opened up in 1919. It started with 80 plus rooms. Currently has 39 rooms. There was a fire basically demolishing the third floor, and what ultimately led to the capture of John Dillinger. It's just kind of just rooted in history because it's 104 years old.
So that's interesting. The other thing you mentioned was about the events. Tell me a little bit about all the events here, because I know you guys always have something going on literally like almost every day of the week.
Yeah, that's kind of the real business model. Festivals, events, concerts, over 1,100 events every year. A lot of the events are rooted in history and culture because you have to keep bringing that up in order to really appreciate this particular region.
And tell me a little bit about all of your affiliations that you have. Tell me everything.
So we have 5 businesses. We have the Cup Cafe, which is our breakfast, lunch, dinner, delicious American foods. And then Club Congress is our live music venue, dance club. Outside, we have the live music venue called the Hotel Congress Plaza, the Century Room, which is our Borderlands Jazz Club and Mezcal Lounge. And then obviously we have our hotel rooms. Across the street, we have our upscale, seasonal and local restaurant called Maynard's Kitchen. So we kind of have this little boutique historic resort all packaged into downtown Tucson.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you saw anything that you're curious about or you're interested in, contact me. I'm your host, Monica Irigoyen, on American Dream TV.
I'm Jody Koch, your host of the American Dream TV, and I'm heading to the big race, El Tour de Tucson. There's Damian Alexander. Oh my gosh, he knows everything cycling Tucson. Hey!
Jody, what's up? How are you?
Good
to see you.
Good to see you. Tell me more about Tucson and how friendly it is for cyclists.
Well, what's really amazing is how much national publicity we've gotten, being ranked in the top 10 cycling cities. And it's not just the road riding here, it's the mountain biking, it is the social rides, it's everything. There's a little ride list that I put together, and there's between 80 to 120 rides every week in Tucson.
If you were just coming to Tucson to ride for your first time, what rides do you recommend?
Oh my God, it's such a hard question because there's so much happening. Today we're at the El Tour Expo, and we'll have to go for a walk and show you all the great things happening here. But we have everything from the most phenomenal mountain biking. There is just great road rides. Of course, El Tour de Tucson, which we're all here for. No matter what you're into, the loop, it's a 55-mile loop that goes around Tucson, no cars. But in addition to that, it actually goes out and has little roads that go into all the different corners of Tucson, over 135 miles car-free biking.
There's a charitable component to the race.
Oh yeah, and over the years, there has been over $100 million raised through El Tour de Tucson for charities. It is really a charitable ride, and it's so nice because it brings the community together. It helps out people, and we definitely need to see more of that right now in the world.
I understand there's also a big art component to every ride every year, and this is this year's poster. Tell me something about that.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. Joe Pagic, local muralist artist, back again doing a poster.
So isn't it actually named the Chuck Huckleberry Loop?
It is, and coincidentally, between both El Tour and the Loop's naming, I was a Pima County Parks and Rec Commissioner, and I proposed that it was named after Chuck. And also this year, I proposed that El Tour was named after him.
Thank you so much for your time today. This has just been really enlightening. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jody. It was a pleasure, and I do hope that you'll come out and join me on Sunday for the Miro Ride.
So walking around, look who I bumped into. It's the Executive Director of El Tour de Tucson, TJ Juskowitz. TJ, tell me more about the charity component of El Tour de Tucson.
For 39 years, El Tour has been giving back to the local charities. We've raised over $100 million that have gone into just local causes.
Wow.
So we're really proud of the fact. We got 50 teams this year that are riding for charitable causes as well, like Big Brothers Big Sister, JDRF, Ronald McDonald House, so some great charities here.
There was a great event earlier this week that involved the children. Tell me more about that.
Bikes for Change, which gave 550 bikes to kids that needed them. Some of them their very first bike. So we had great help from the Tucson Conquistadors with the funding of the TEP. A lot of great charitable components involved. 550 bikes, locks, and helmets to those kids.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to race day. It's a beautiful day in the old Pueblo. Let's go down to the starting line and we'll watch the race begin. 3, 2, 1. I'm Jody Cope, Long Realty, and I hope you join us on the next episode of American Dream TV.
Well, hope you enjoyed today's episode of The American Dream. Again, I was your host, Craig Sewing, and the creator of the show. We've had so much fun building this thing. I've traveled all across the country building a real show, not a reality show, about real estate, lifestyle, and culture, featuring positive stories of your marketplaces. I've always said this isn't our show, it's yours. We just get to reflect the cool stories back to you. So thank you so much for those stories. Thank you for following our show. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We'll catch you next time. And of course, cheers to your American dream.
Welcome back to The American Dream.
Let's get this show started right now.
I don't think they heard me the first time.
Does this ever get old? A national TV show centered on real estate, lifestyle, and culture.
There's never a day that I don't love hopping on my cruiser, taking a spin around the bay.
Yeah, you know the biz, baby. Yeah, you know the biz, baby. The way we win, it ain't fair. But ask, do I care? Do I care? I'ma just do my thing, do my thing, do my thing.